All right, viewers. So most of us did hear the press conference that the Election Commission held yesterday, taking about 40 to 50 questions. Whether the Election Commission was successful in clearing the confusion or it only resulted in adding to the confusion, well, let's take us, our viewers, quickly through some of the questions that were raised and some that were answered, some that remain unanswered. Let's go through the unanswered questions first. After Rahul Gandhi's press conference, there are many complaints coming from different states, including Kerala. Will you initiate an inquiry into allegations from all these states? This was a question that was posed to the Election Commission of India. Unanswered. What is the need to do SIR in haste in Bihar when there are flash floods in Bihar and very limited time? What is the haste? Why tie the SIR to the elections which will take place in just about 2 months from now, or rather nearly just a month and a half from now? That question remained unanswered by the Election Commission of India. The Supreme Court ordered the Election Commission, viewers, if you remember in the last hearing, to give machine-readable names of 65 lakh people that were deleted. Why did you not give it earlier? Till now, the Election Commission is yet to publish the 65 lakh names. That question remained unanswered. BJP MP Anurag Thakur claimed to have concrete proof that issues raised by Rahul Gandhi also exist in Wayanad and Rai Bareli and some other constituencies where the Congress won. Will the Election Commission investigate the matter highlighted by the political parties? And will the Election Commission also ask Anurag Thakur to sign an affidavit like it has asked Rahul Gandhi to sign? That question remained unanswered. In Aadhaar, where the biometric system ensures uniqueness for every individual, no such feature is there for Epic. How will this be graded? No answer from the Election Commission. 7.24 crore elector forms have been received as of August 1st. How many of these have been submitted without documents? Mind you, if you remember, viewers, the Election Commission also started picking up the forms without documents. And if they are without documents, can they actually pass off as a legal voter? That question remained unanswered. The other question that was asked, now that 15 days are over, how many more documents have been made for these electors? Unanswered. Why SIR is being done when a summary revision had already been conducted earlier this year? Unanswered. Now, viewers, those are just some, very few of the questions that were unanswered by the Election Commission yesterday. Let me now get you to the questions that the Election Commission in fact answered. Dismissed vote theft claims clearly. Political parties have long demanded corrections in electoral rolls is something that the Election Commission said. SIR being carried out to address exactly those concerns raised by these very political parties. Voters and 1.6 lakh BLAs have jointly prepared draft roll. Entire process is transparent. Multiple questions that the Election Commission also answered very clearly. Some points were rebutted of the allegations that Rahul Gandhi had made. So, viewers, at the back of this, certain questions that we're posing out there, then we're going to cut across to our panelists this evening. So, the questions that I ask in this debate, has the Election Commission cleared doubts or only escalated the confusion? Is the first question we ask. The second question, has the EC really done enough to uphold its neutral, transparent credentials? Did the EC hide more than it revealed is the other question that we are asking this evening, whether the Election Commission hid more than it revealed. And ultimately, is it the bid of the opposition to discredit the Election Commission by planting seeds of doubt, taking on a constitutional body? Let's take all these questions to our panelists this evening. Joining me, GVL Narasimha Rao, former member of Rajya Sabha and national spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. Thank you for joining us, sir. Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson, Samajwadi Party. Adil Singh Boparoy, national spokesperson, Congress. KC Tyagi, former MP, Rajya Sabha and senior leader, JDU. Tyagi ji, सबसे पहले आपसे ही शुरू करेंगे. All of you will get a 2-minute time to put your point forward. Tyagi ji, आपको लगता है कल जो इलेक्शन कमीशन ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की उसमें क्या कंफ्यूजन और बढ़ा है या कोई क्लैरिटी आई है? क्योंकि ऑपोजिशन कह रहा है आप एक बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता के जैसे सीईसी ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कंडक्ट की.
नहीं प्रीति जी, मैं गैर कांग्रेसी राजनीति से जुड़ा हुआ हूं. जो आरोप राहुल गांधी जी ने चुनाव आयोग पर लगाए हैं उससे गंभीर आरोप हम भी चुनाव आयोग पर लगा चुके हैं। लालू प्रसाद यादव जी ने तो सेशन को इतना एक्यूज और एब्यूज किया था कि पगला सांड शब्द इस्तेमाल किया गया था चुनाव कमीशन के लिए। सेशन वर्सेस द नेशन चुनाव हो गया बिहार में, ये लालू प्रसाद जी ने कहा था 1995 में जब विधानसभा का चुनाव हुआ था। और भोजपुरी लैंग्वेज में आप नहीं समझती होंगी, शेष नवा को भैंसिया पर चढ़ाकर गंगा जी में हिला देंगे, यानी कि उसको जो है गंगा जी में डुबा देंगे सेशन को। इस तरह के आरोप लालू प्रसाद जी की पार्टी ने लगाए थे। लेकिन कांग्रेस पार्टी 50 साल तक देश में राज की है, नेहरू और सरदार पटेल की लीगेसी को ऑन करती है, तो उनसे मैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल जो इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उनके लिए जो भाषा इस्तेमाल की जा रही है, जो कैंपेन इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, उसको जान करके मुझे ज़रूर तकलीफ हुई है। हो सकता है चुनाव आयोग से सही भी है, कुछ गलतियां खामियां हर बार होती हैं। मैं 6 बार लोकसभा का चुनाव लड़ा हूं और जब भी कांग्रेस के रूल में मैंने चुनाव लड़ा है मेरे भी कुछ ऑब्जेक्शंस थे, बट आई वाज रॉन्ग एंड द इलेक्शन कमीशन वाज राइट। हम लोग हमारे सपोर्टर करते हैं कि ये गलती होगी, ये गलती होगी वगैरह वगैरह, लेकिन चुनाव के बहिष्कार की धमकी देना, 2024 के चुनाव को रद्द करो, टू गो टू दैट एक्सटेंट। भाई मैं कांग्रेस पार्टी जैसी ट्रेडिशंस की पार्टी से उम्मीद नहीं करता। वो चुनाव आयोग से अपनी शिकायतें दर्ज करें, उनको हल कराएं। जब मेरा दोबारा नंबर आप देंगे बोलने के लिए तब मैं बताऊंगा कि उन्होंने जितने भी सवाल उठाए थे सारे सवालों का जवाब चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से जा चुका है। जितने भी सवाल थे, जो मृतकों के नाम हैं वो अब से 72 घंटे पहले पब्लिश हो गए, लेकिन मेरे कांग्रेस पार्टी प्लस के मित्रों को उनके नाम ही अभी तक पता नहीं है। 56,000 BLA थे आरजेडी के, उन्होंने एक भी ऑब्जेक्शन रेज किया, सिंगल वन। अब कहने के लिए भी आप चुनाव का बहिष्कार करो, दिक्कत क्या है? जो मैं बहुत कंजूसी से कहना चाहता हूं, 2025 में अपनी संभावित हार को देख करके वो पहले से ही वातावरण बनाने में लग गए हैं कि चुनाव का बहिष्कार करो, चुनाव में बेईमानी होगी, चुनाव में गड़बड़ हो जाएगी। वहां पे नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में और लालू प्रसाद जी के नेतृत्व में चुनाव होता है, और उसके बीच में जब भी जनता को चुनना होता है वो नीतीश प्लस जो गठबंधन है उसको चुनते हैं।
त्यागी जी देखिए वक्त तो हो चला है, पर बिकॉज आई नहीं सर, मैं आती हूँ 2 मिनट में आती हूँ आपके पास, बट त्यागी जी आई एम गोइंग टू रिमूव द क्लॉक because I really hope all 4 of you will respect each other and abide by the rules of debate, giving equal time to your panelists. So I'm going to remove the clock and let's see how this goes. But त्यागी जी, there are और सवाल जो बहुत सारे नहीं आंसर किए। 45 डेज, जो 45 दिन का समय, उसके जो सीईसी ने बोला 45 दिन के पहले क्या प्रिवेसी नहीं होती है? मैं आऊंगी सर, मैं उस पर भी आऊंगी, और जीवीएल जी से ये भी पूछूंगी कि एफिडेविट अनुराग जी से क्यों नहीं मांग रहे हैं, क्योंकि अनुराग जी ने भी वही क्वेश्चंस रेज किए हैं जो राहुल गांधी जी ने रेज किए हैं। बट आई वांट टू ब्रिंग इन आदिल सिंह बोपरॉय इनटू दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन. Adil Singh Boparoy, I want to ask you a question which it seems that the opposition is mulling, and that's a very, very grave charge, which is, it seems, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the opposition is actually mulling an impeachment motion against the CEC. Is it true, sir?
Preeti, all options are on the table. I repeat, all options are on the table, but of course the opposition bloc will take a decision at the opportune time after consulting all allies and partners. Number one. Number two, I think this is something which is very critical and your viewers must know, that under our laws and under the Constitution of India, the responsibility is entrusted to the Election Commission of India to prepare electoral rolls. They cannot delegate or pass on this responsibility to the political parties or to our agents, etc. Number two. Number three, let me debunk some of the assertions which were made by the Chief Election Commissioner yesterday. In response to a specific demand in order to purify the electoral rolls, that please hand over machine-readable electoral rolls for us to search, because otherwise it is not humanly possible to go through the data. The Chief Election Commissioner says the Supreme Court has told them not to hand over this data in a machine-readable format. This is absolutely incorrect. I challenge the Election Commission of India to show that paragraph from any Supreme Court judgment of 2019, where the Supreme Court has said that don't hand over machine readable data because that violates privacy concerns. This is a bogus statement which has been made by the Chief Election Commissioner. Number 3. Number 4, under the registration of electoral or elector rules 1960, in terms of Form 6, whenever a new or a fresh voter wants to have himself included on the electoral rolls, it is mandatory for him to give proof of residence. So therefore, he must specify what house number, what tehsil, what district. Now, please respond to this. How is it humanly possible that 40,000 electors or voters are registered at house number
Right.
0, 00,
But okay. But
000
Adil Singh
in
Boparai,
the
and
assembly of Mahadevpura?
but on that account, the EC also said that many of them don't really have a home. And that's why they have been registered under 0. The Election Commission did respond to that question, that specific question. It might not have responded to a lot of questions, but it did respond to that specific question, saying that many of them don't really have a home. Therefore, you put in an X number, and by the virtue of the Congress insulting the homeless, that's another question that was raised by the BJP. I'll come back to you, sir. I will. I'll come back to you. Allow me to bring in GVL Narasimha Rao into this conversation, sir. The top question today comes in from multiple questions that remain unanswered by the Election Commission. Let's begin with one, sir. The sheer fact that the EC, with many thought was much bravado, asked Rahul Gandhi to sign an affidavit or apologize to the country. Why hasn't the same question been asked of Anurag Thakur, where he made exactly the same allegation on the seat of Rai Bareli, on the seat of Wayanad number 1. On the issue of 45 days giving the CCTV footage, you had the Election Commission actually speak of the privacy of the mothers and daughters. Doesn't the same privacy exist 45 days earlier? Many other questions that still remain unanswered. Where the Election Commission goes, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Preeti, to you and all the panelists and the viewers. You see, questions to the Election Commission, you should pose them to the Election Commission. I will not be in a position
I'm glad
to
you
answer.
say that, sir. Sir, I'm glad you say that. You're the first BJP spokesperson who has come and said exactly this, that these are questions for the Election Commission. But go ahead, sir, make your point. Sorry to interrupt.
So whatever questions you have or opposition may have, I think they should pose to the Election Commission, and it's for them to respond or defend their position on them. But as I'm only responding to the charges made by Rahul Gandhi, and I'll answer any other questions that you may have. The foundations of the press conference that Rahul Gandhi had held itself is bogus. I make this charge. If the Congress party dares, they should take me to court. Rahul Gandhi's most of the statements that I'm going to narrate now were completely fake, false, and he used them to only sound very credible and credulous. Number one, he claimed that in the Bangalore central constituency, the BJP had led only in Mahadevpura assembly, and apparently Congress party swept all other 7 segments, and yet the BJP had won. This was a fake statement by Rahul Gandhi, fake number 1, because the BJP led in 4 out of 8 assembly segments and not 1 out of 8, as he claimed. Second, the BJP also won in 4 out of 8 assembly constituencies of the same parliament constituency since 2000 last assembly election, when Congress swept to power. We still won 4 out of these 8 constituencies, assembly segments in the assembly election. Third, this is one constituency, Mahadevpura. It was formed only in 2008 post delimitation, and we won every single election. The Congress never won this seat. 2008, 2013, 2018, and 2023. And we led and we won this parliament constituency, Bangalore Central, in every election. 2008, 2013, 2018, and 2023. Therefore, Rahul Gandhi first should apologize to the constituents, to the people of Bangalore Central constituency, to the member who got elected, member of parliament who got elected from there, because all his inferences were drawn from these fake facts. The third fake fact that Rahul Gandhi mentioned is the number of votes went up by 1,250 votes in Mahadevpura Assembly, which gave the BJP which helped BJP to steal election. This is nothing but another bogus statement by Rahul Gandhi. Actual number of votes. This is by far the largest constituency with more than 3.5 lakh votes, more than 6.5 lakh votes, and the number of votes went up by about 52,571. Not about, exactly. It went up from assembly election to Lok Sabha by 52,000. So where did he get this 1,250,000 from? Either Rahul Gandhi does not know his max, or he thinks he can fake anything and then get away and fool people and also blame the election commission. Let me come to the point that was raised by our Congress friend. It is the job of the election commission to prepare electoral rolls. Are we not unaware? Is my friend not unaware that Election Commission of India has no employee whatsoever in any state? They only have their employees in the headquarters of the Election Commission of India. The preparation of electoral rolls is done by the booth level officers, and above them at various levels, there are district election officers and CEO above them who oversee this functioning. They all are employees of the state government. If Rahul Gandhi has a problem with Mahadevpura, our Bangalore Central constituency, he must reveal whether there was a conspiracy by Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar against Rahul Gandhi, or his own government or his employees in the state government were complicit in this so-called bogus voting. I think you cannot put this blame on the election commission. This is the job of the local administrators, local officers who are under the ambit of the state government.
I'll come back to you. I just want to tell our viewers, Ghanshyam Tiwari from the Samajwadi Party has had an emergency. He's had to log out. So we're going to give a little bit of extra time to Adil Singh Bopuroy to make the, the pitch for a United India Alliance. Tyagi ji, जो पहले मैंने सवाल आपसे किए थे, क्योंकि पहली बार एक बीजेपी प्रवक्ता आए हैं जो बोल रहे हैं कि देखिए ईसी से जो पूछना है आप ईसी से बोलिए, मैं बोल सकता हूं जो राहुल गांधी ने बोला. ये पहली बार हुआ है, बिकॉज अदरवाइज जो भी आते हैं अभी तक बीजेपी से वो एक फॉर्मिडेबल डिफेंस ईसी का के लिए बोलते हैं. पर त्यागी जी, दो सवाल जो आपसे पूछे, राहुल गांधी से एफिडेविट मांग रहे हैं, अनुराग ठाकुर से नहीं मांग रहे हैं, चार्जेस दोनों के सेम है. दूसरी बात, जब 45 दिन की बात आती है सीसीटीवी फुटेज देना, तो माँ बहनों की प्रिवेसी याद आती है. जो फीमेल मॉडेस्टी है तो पहले 45 दिन के क्या वो नहीं रहेगी इन कनेक्टेड टू इलेक्टोरल वोटर ट्रांसपेरेंसी. तीसरी बात, ईसी ने कहा एक्सरसाइज वाज नेसेसरी क्योंकि जो घुसपैठिए हैं फॉरेन इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स के बहुत सारे थे रोल्स में, तो बहुत सारे थे रोल्स में, तो उसका क्या और उस पे ना नंबर दिए गए हैं कि ये इलीगल घुसपैठिए कौन है. जो 22 लाख की डेथ हो गई है 6 महीने में, जो जनवरी से अब तक हुआ त्यागी जी, उस पे ये बोला गया है कि शुरू से ही थे, तो अब तक इसी ने कुछ क्यों नहीं किया उसके लिए.
प्रीति जी, बहुत अच्छे आप सवाल कर रही हैं और मैं बहुत विनम्रता से आपसे कहना चाहता हूं कि मैंने 6 लोकसभा के चुनाव लड़े. मैं पहले भी कहा आपसे, और मतदाता सूची में उसका नाम नहीं है, उसका कट गया है, उसका 2 जगह है.
ये एक मिनट देंगे, थोड़े विजुअल्स आ रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के सुभांशु शुक्ला के साथ जो अभी आए हैं. बस थोड़े से जरा दर्शकों को दिखा के आपके पास अभी वापस आते हैं. दीज आर विजुअल्स व्यूअर्स कमिंग इन ऑफ प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी मीटिंग आवर स्पेस हीरो सुभांशु शुक्ला. Shuk's is back in the country, and there, those visuals coming in of the Prime Minister meeting Subhanshu Shukla, where of course clearly you can see Subhanshu Shukla taking the Prime Minister through on what his space odyssey was all about. Explaining to him, detailing, telling him on what his journey was. Well, clearly a proud moment for the country and the Prime Minister. Felicitating Subhanshu Shukla. In the morning, there was questions in the Parliament that you had the treasury benches raised that the opposition didn't quite want to debate. However, these visuals now coming in of the Prime Minister meeting Subhanshu Shukla. lovely visuals coming in of our space hero, where you have Subhanshu Shukla detailing his space odyssey to the Prime Minister of the country. Let's go back now to the debate that we've been tracking very closely, and joining me back is KC त्यागी जी. त्यागी जी, बहुत सारे सवाल किए थे, दे दीजिए उत्तर.
जी, एक तो मैं प्रीति जी आपसे कहना चाहता हूं कि कांग्रेस पार्टी प्लस साथियों ने जो शिकायतें दर्ज की थी, वो किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को इस तरह का अधिकार है वो करे. एक दूसरा, मामला कोर्ट में जा चुका है और एक तारीख अभी और बची है कोर्ट की, लेकिन पिछली बार कोर्ट ने जो इंस्ट्रक्शंस दी थी उसमें एक तो ये था कि जो 65 लाख लोगों के नाम हटे हैं, उनका नाम जिला मंडल स्तर पर, उसकी आप सूची प्रकाशित करें. फॉर योर काइंड इंफॉर्मेशन प्रीति जी, अब से 72 घंटे पहले पूरी सूची प्रकाशित कर दी गई है. एक दूसरा, सूची को डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट की वेबसाइट पर डाल दिया गया है. तीसरा, शिकायत, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, शिकायत या पुनर्निरीक्षण के लिए 15 दिन का समय दिया गया है, ताकि यदि कोई व्यक्ति खुद को हटाए जाने पर आपत्ति जताना चाहे तो वह उचित समय में कार्रवाई कर सके. अब मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं कि 55,000 BLA RJD के मौजूद थे. मैं कांग्रेस के मित्र से नहीं, मैं तो RJD के कोई होते तो मैं उनसे पूछता. एक भी ऑब्जेक्शन 55,000 लोगों ने नहीं किया है. दूसरा, नाम हटाने का कारण भी लिखा जाए तो अपने पोर्टल में उन्होंने नाम ये भी दिख दिया है, विच इज इन पब्लिक डोमेन नाउ एट द मोमेंट आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू, किस वजह से नाम हटाया गया. और कोर्ट ने कहा था कि हटाए गए लोग शिकायत कर सके. अभी तक जो 55 लाख हैं उसमें से 3,000 कुछ लोगों ने खाली कंप्लेंट किया है. अब मैं आपसे ये निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि मृत जो हुए हैं, हटे जो हैं, 2 जगह जो हैं. अब बिहार की एक और थोड़ा मैं बताना चाहता हूं, घनश्याम जी नहीं है तो मैं चूंकि बिहार से राज्यसभा में रहा हूं, थोड़ा आपकी जानकारी को दे दूं. वहां से बहुत ऊंचे पैमाने, एक तो जानकारी प्रीति जी मैं आपको ये दे दूं, 1/3 आबादी दिल्ली के अंदर बिहारियों की है और इतनी बड़ी तादाद मुंबई में है, इक्वली कोलकाता में है. इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के साथ साथ चूंकि वहां पे नहीं था तो लोग यहाँ माइग्रेट कर गए, तो 2 जगह भी नाम हुए हैं. और कुछ लोग मर गए हैं जिनको राहुल गांधी जी ने जिनके साथ चाय पी है. कितने लोग हैं? 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. एक अब जो नई लिस्ट बनी है उसमें महिलाओं के नाम ज्यादा हैं, पुरुषों के कम है. अब ये नया सवाल उठेगा, क्योंकि महिलाएं एनडीए और नीतीश कुमार को ज्यादा वोट करती हैं आपके चुनाव.
त्यागी जी, महिलाओं के नाम ज्यादा कटे भी हैं.
पुरुषों की संख्या क्यों कम होगी?
पर महिलाओं के नाम ज्यादा कटे भी हैं त्यागी जी.
मैं उसके बावजूद भी प्रोपोर्शनेटली महिलाओं के नाम ज्यादा हैं, पुरुषों के कम हैं. फिर इनका एक और आरोप रहा था कि जो मुस्लिम डोमिनेटेड एरिया वहां नाम ज्यादा कटे हैं. आपकी जानकारी के लिए पटना शहर जो मिडिल क्लास डोमिनेटेड है, रविशंकर प्रसाद जहां से MP हैं, सबसे ज्यादा नाम पटना में कटे 31,000, जो किसी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में नहीं कटे. खैर चलिए, चुनाव आयोग की गलतियां, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में तो यकीन है, परसों तरसों में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने ये सारी चीजें रखी जाएंगी. सुप्रीम कोर्ट 22 को, तो ये अब होगा क्या? कोई होमवर्क हमारी पार्टियों का इनका नहीं है, कोई भी. अभी तक इन्होंने 72 घंटे के बाद जो 55 लाख लोग हैं, इन्हें पता ही नहीं कितने मृत हैं, इन्हें पता ही नहीं कितने माइग्रेटेड हैं, इन्हें पता ही नहीं कितने न्यू इलेक्टेड हैं.
जी, आपने डिटेल किया जो SIR के इश्यूज हैं, आपने उसे डिटेल किया, पर इश्यूज और भी हैं, क्योंकि ये 2 तर्क की बात हुई है जो कल इलेक्शन कमीशन ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की. एक, जो SIR स्पेशल इंटेंसिव रोल रिविजन एक्सरसाइज काफी कंटेंशियस है, इट्स वेरी कंटेंशियस, व्हिच इज टेकिंग प्लेस इन द स्टेट ऑफ बिहार. दैट वाज जस्ट वन इशू. द अदर इशू वाज द एलिगेशंस ऑफ वोटर फ्रॉड एंड collusion, alleged collusion of the election commission as well as the BJP is something that the opposition had raised. So the election commission held the press conference on both the issues. Like I said, some questions were answered, but many remained unanswered as well. I want to bring back Adil Singh Bopara into this conversation. Many questions, Adil. You've lost your ally in this debate, Ghanshyam Tiwari, but please go ahead. GVL Rao had raised certain questions, and so has Mr. Tyagi.
Preeti, the BJP, their allies, and the Election Commission of India cannot make a virtue out of necessity. Now, let me explain for the benefit of your viewers that the government and the Election Commission of India were stridently opposed to revealing the names of 65 lakh people and the reasons for their deletion before the Supreme Court. They had resisted this demand from the petitioners. It was the Supreme Court which directed nothing doing. In the interest of fairness and transparency, you must reveal the names of all 65 lakh persons, the reasons for their deletion, and give it adequate publicity. So please, the BJP should not make a virtue out of this. Number one. Number two, it is not just about individuals or voters who are found at a particular house number 0 or a 00. It is also a case where there are invalid photographs or the photographs are not identifiable. This is how voter fraud takes place. In Mahadevpura, there are thousands of epic numbers and voters whose photographs are not discernible. Number two. Number three, there are instances where close to 40 to 80 people are found at one address. How is it humanly possible that a small room of 8 by 8 has 40 to 60 people living in that small room? Number three. Number four, in response to what you had put to me and what the EC had said, that, well, there are individuals who are homeless. Now, let me give some statistics for the benefit of your viewers. Mahadevpura as a constituency has a size of 6 lakhs. There were 40,000 voters who were registered at house number 0 and 00. Are you trying to say that approximately 8% of Mahadevpura are homeless? Whom are we trying to fool here? Whom is the Election Commission of India trying to fool here? Number four, if the BJP, the JDU, the ECI have nothing to hide, if they are indeed sincere and transparent, why are they reluctant to put out machine readable data? At the end of the day, isn't the objective of all political parties to have a sacrosanct data which does not involve any kind of duplication? Why are they resisting this? Because there is no Supreme Court direction. Number five, which is one of the most critical parts here, please understand, it is the responsibility of the ECI to ensure the purity of the electoral rules. Mr. Tyagi was saying, why didn't the opposition parties raise this through their activists before the BLO? It is not our responsibility. They are constitutionally mandated. They cannot pass the buck on to us. They have to purify this. And lastly, Preeti, what has happened is brazen fabrication of electoral rules. Of course, this conspiracy runs very deep, and in due course, the conspiracy will be revealed. But what has happened is brazen forgery, fabrication of electoral records to give advantage to a certain political party.
Okay, I'm glad all of us are hearing each other out. This is the best debate I've had in a while. But GVL Narasimha Rao sir, your turn. Make your point.
So I'm surprised. I called Rahul Gandhi. I called out his lies. I said he made several statements in the press conference which were completely bogus statements, and he rested his all his case based on fake imaginary facts. And I'm surprised my Congress friend does not have anything to counter it. And I repeat my challenge: if whatever I said is not a fact, I think I invite Congress party to question me, maybe through maybe friend Adil doesn't have the numbers with him, but they can do it through Twitter or through a legal case. But I'm calling Rahul Gandhi a liar because he rested his case entirely on fake, full, imaginary information. Now, coming to the points that were raised by Mr. Adil, let me say this: ECA, certainly. Yesterday, we all heard on Friday Supreme Court ordering Election Commission of India to make the entire list of 65 lakh deleted voters publicized, make it a transparent process, and ECA has agreed immediately. They did not say we don't have this data, we will not be able to do it. They have all the data. for some reasons, you see, across the world, this transparency versus privacy of electoral data is a subject of debate. And I'm surprised that nowhere in our national media we talked about this. We think it's so everything can be put on age, name, sex, everything can be put out on the public in public forums. In many countries, the electoral lists are not made public, but they are given to the candidates and to the political parties in the run up to the elections for their own internal use, not for any other purpose. But I certainly think the Supreme Court has done a lot of good to this debate on transparency by ordering. But how many has Congress party been able to detect so far? 65 lakh votes have been revealed. The entire list is out. What has the Congress party done today?
All right, I'm running out of time. I'm going to allow just 20 seconds each to all our panelists. But, you know, Mr. Rao, there's also a fact, you quoted other countries, but across the world, the maximum powers of an election commission actually lies in India. But I want to give 30 seconds, 30 seconds, KCG, Tyagi ji, boliye, sir. 30 seconds, final word, sir.
प्रीति जी, कांग्रेस पार्टी जैसी पार्टी से मैं उम्मीद नहीं करता कि आरजेडी, झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा जैसी पार्टियों के साथ रह करके अनपार्लियामेंट्री, अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल तरीके अख्तियार करें। मैं इनकी जानकारी के लिए बता दूं, मैं जनता दल में था लालू जी के साथ, शरद यादव के साथ, रामविलास पासवान के साथ। मिलिट्री बुलाई गई थी बिहार के चुनाव को कंडक्ट कराने के लिए। जिनके साथ रहकर के आप जिनकी वकालत कर रहे हैं, उनका पास्ट आप नहीं जानते, हम आपसे ज्यादा जानते हैं। इसलिए आपको एडवाइस कर रहे हैं
आप ही उनके साथ
उनके जो डिजाइन है उन हाँ, हम तो कई बार उनके साथ रहे। हम तो 50 साल से उनके साथ हैं।
वही बात से है सर त्यागी जी, जो आप आज कांग्रेस को बोल रहे हो वही तो आप कर रहे थे।
प्लीज।
हाँ सर, मेक योर पॉइंट।
मैं आपसे तो हमारे से इनको सबक सीखना चाहिए ना। 1995 के चुनाव में पैरामिलिट्री ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आए थे बिहार में चुनाव कंडक्ट करने के लिए, जिनकी वकालत में मेरे कांग्रेस के मित्र खड़े हुए हैं।
चलिए सर, 30 seconds. Adil, you have 30 seconds to put your point forward.
Preeti, I think Tyagi Saab and Mr. Rao are missing a very fundamental point. This is not about the Congress. This is not about the JDU. This is not about the BJP. This is about strengthening our electoral system. This is about democracy. This is about the right to vote and about the sanctity of your vote. Let's not reduce this to a verbal duel. Let us all collectively work towards purifying the electoral roll and ensuring that no voter is left out. I think this is about something far more important than political bickering.
Adil, I need to cut you short. I needed to go into a break, but quickly, Mr. Rao, your take, sir. Quick, 20 seconds.
You see, we all need to understand Election Commission of India needs all state governments, the entire state machinery, all political parties, and all other actors in the democratic process to work with them to make this a completely pure electoral rolls. You cannot say because it's there in the constitution, everything has to be done by Election Commission. If photographs are not clearly legible, certainly we all, wherever you are in power, wherever BJP is in power, they all have to work towards ensuring that the voter rolls are perfect.
Right.
I agree. But making allegations against Election Commission of India and trying to really impute motives, I think that is where the debate gets lost. You have to base your arguments on facts and not fiction, as Rahul Gandhi has done.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate all three gentlemen for joining us. Thank you there. All right, viewers, let's quickly get into the latest news break that we are getting in. It's a big scoop coming in from the India bloc. All of this in the backdrop of the NDA bloc picking its vice president candidate. Sources tell us the DMK is also in favor of having a vice president candidate, as there is an ideological war over BJP pitching CP Radhakrishnan as the VP candidate. Sources tell us that Mr. Kharge has been entrusted now with the task of finalizing the name of Padma Shri M. Annadurai, eminent scientist, was also discussed in the meeting. The name was mentioned by Professor Ram Gopal Yadav. Sources say that one leader pitched that candidate should either be from Bihar because of the upcoming Vidhan Sabha polls and the entire SIR issue, or from Tamil Nadu. Now, Mr. Kharge, Mallikarjun Kharge, will speak to top brass of the India Bloc this evening, including Mamata Banerjee, and finalize a name that will be acceptable to all and announce by tomorrow afternoon. I want to immediately cut across to my colleague Maushmi Singh. Maushmi, because of the NDA pick putting the DMK in a catch-22 situation, the DMK very clear that they want a candidate from Tamil Nadu, so at least it's a face saver, they can support that candidate. That's one thought. One thought, of course, pick somebody from Bihar, you have an election in order. There is a third thought as well, Maushmi, in all of this, is pick somebody from Andhra Pradesh where you put TDP in a similar quandary as the NDA has put the DMK.
Absolutely, Preeti. One thing is very clear that the opposition, including the DMK and the TMC, are very clear that there should be a VP candidate of the opposition. So there is consensus on that. There's also consensus on the fact that it could be from either Tamil Nadu or Bihar, preferably from Tamil Nadu, and even Bihar. Our leader said was. The elections were around the corner and the SIR issue was a burning issue. So that could also be one dark horse, some leader from Bihar or some non-political entity for that matter, as I said. But I can tell you one thing, that by tomorrow noon, that name would be finalized, Mr. Kharge. That name would be finalized. Mr. Kharge would be speaking to the top brass of the India Bloc later in the evening while deliberating on some names, and that could see the light of the day tomorrow.
All right, Maushmi, thank you for joining us with that quick update, viewers. It could be either of the three. Number one, DMK has its way. It's a face saver. There's an election in Tamil Nadu, and the vice president pick of the NDA has put the DMK in a fix whether they should support a Tamil candidate. So the DMK wants its own candidate from the state of Tamil Nadu, number one. Number two, many want somebody from the state of Bihar. Elections in order in 2 months' time. The third train of thought, have somebody from Andhra Pradesh put the TDP in a similar situation that the NDA has put the DMK in. All of that in play, viewers. If you look at sheer numbers, the NDA has the might. So in all probability, the vice president candidate pick of the NDA will be the one that will go to the chair of the vice president. But elections, 21st of this month is nomination, and then 9th of September is D-Day, election day. But what has now the NDA done that has put the DMK in an uncomfortable spot? Let's take you through, decode the pick of the vice president by the NDA. Yesterday, you had Mr. JP Nadda, who announced the name of CP Radhakrishnan. Now, number one, the big South India connect. The DMK has been cornered. It is a strategic political move by the NDA. Elections in 1 year time. The DMK constantly has been wanting representation of Tamilians when it comes down to the center. Will they be able to say no to this pick? Because this is a grassroots worker, a bona fide Tamilian who knows the people in terms of even the DMK cadre, because viewers, at one point of time when there was the BJP DMK alliance, you had Mr. Radhakrishnan who played a very important role. So number one, a clear razor-sharp focus of the BJP where South India is concerned, especially Tamil Nadu there, political messaging given. The other box that it ticks, the choice is an RSS imprint in the vice president pick. Very clear. From 16 years of age, Mr. CP Radhakrishnan has been a dedicated cadre of the RSS and was part of the Jansangh. So in that manner, that box also ticked. And when you talk about caste and community, he represents the OBC community. Let's take all the questions swirling around the vice president pick to our two panelists this evening. Ms. Neerja Choudhry, senior journalist and columnist. Sumant C. Raman, political analyst. Mr. Raman, I want to come to you first. How much of a catch-22 situation or a tight spot does the choice of NDA's VP candidate put the DMK in?
First of all, Preeti, I don't agree that it's put the DMK in a very difficult spot. It would have, had their votes been the deciding factor between Mr. Radhakrishnan winning or losing. Now, that's not the case here. Mr. Radhakrishnan can be elected irrespective of whether the DMK votes for him or against him. So I don't see this as a big, it is a small embarrassment for the DMK, which is why I also don't agree that the DMK is pushing very hard at the India Bloc meeting asking for a candidate from Tamil Nadu. It may make it easier for them, but I don't see that as a showstopper or DMK insisting that they must have a candidate from Tamil Nadu. The second part is, and I think that this has not been really discussed, I'm not terribly sure that Mr. Radhakrishnan would have been the first choice of Prime Minister Modi or Mr. Amit Shah. Mr. Radhakrishnan comes from the Vajpayee era. He has been sidelined by the Modi Shah dispensation until 2023, when he was made a governor. People who were junior to him, for instance, Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan, and of course, Mr. Ilaganesan was senior to him. But Dr. Tamilisai, for instance, was made a governor even before Mr. C.P. Radhakrishnan was made a governor. So he has very strong RSS connect, and I actually see this in some ways as a kind of a concession to the RSS more than trying to embarrass the DMK in a poll-bound state. And having known Mr. Radhakrishnan at his political career over these years, he is not the kind of person I would have expected Mr. Modi or Mr. Amit Shah to pick. He's got a mind of his own. I remember he was the governor of Jharkhand, opposition ruled state, dealing with Hemant Soren, and he never came into the limelight for all the wrong reasons, the way an Arif Mohammad Khan came, or Jagdeep Dhankar came to light.
Even his tenure in Maharashtra has been fairly non-controversial.
Exactly. So he's a person who's actually I mean, at the end of the day, he's also a very successful businessman and an industrialist and all of that. So if you had asked me, would he have been the first name that Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah would have picked, I would say no. So I don't see this primarily as an embarrassment to DMK choice that the BJP has made.
So basically, Mr. Raman, you're saying it's a move to possibly mend what many were reading in as souring of relationships with the RSS, then a move to basically give a strong political message to the South, especially to the DMK. I want to bring in Ms. Neerja Choudhry in this conversation. Ms. Choudhry, what should now, the India alliance do? There are three trains of thought that are running, is what we are picking up from our sources. Number one, pick another Tamilian. The DMK gets a face saver. Number two, pick somebody from Bihar. Elections coming in 2 months. Number three, pick somebody from Andhra Pradesh. Put the TDP in a similar spot that they've put the DMK in.
Look, as said that Mr. Radhakrishnan ticks several boxes, three important ones. One, he is very low profile, and the BJP leadership did not have an appetite for another Satyapal Malik, now no longer alive, or Jagdeep Dhankar. They wanted to go for somebody low-key who will walk in step with the government and the party leadership and will not speak out of turn. Now, Mr. Radhakrishnan is an old hand, as you yourself said, from the age of 16. He's been with the RSS, twice MP of the Lok Sabha, state unit president of Tamil Nadu of the BJP, and governor of several states. And in Maharashtra, I agree with this. In the last year, he's not done, even though events in Maharashtra have been very turbulent, he's not done anything that has brought him into controversy, unlike his predecessor, Mr. Koshyari, who'd made many gaffes. Now, given that, that's one box tick. Secondly, it is a goodwill gesture to the RSS. And that shows that the tensions that have been there between the BJP and its mentor, the RSS, during the last year, after the Lok Sabha elections, where the RSS was seen not to have put its best foot forward and brought the tally of the BJP down to 240. There have been tensions, there have been many parleys across the table between two sides, and it seems that things are now getting sorted out. The Prime Minister's words from the ramparts of Red Fort on Independence Day praising RSS was another indicator. The third box that he has ticked is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is the one state that remains a challenge for the BJP. They have not managed to crack through. Now, it's not that Mr. Radhakrishnan's personality or politics has been of a kind that is going to make a huge difference. But there is a place for political symbolism. Because he's a chameleon, because of the caste he belongs to, OBC Gaundas, which are very important in the Coimbatore area where the BJP has been strong. And I think also to put, I feel, even the DMK in a spot. Now it will be difficult for the DMK, given the factor that regional pride has always been. Remember, when Pranab Mukherjee was made president, the TNC as well as the left parties in West Bengal had opted for him. Remember when Pratibha Patil was made president, the Shiv Sena on the opposite side had voted for her. So it is going to pose a challenge for the DMK, but they may decide to abstain. What the India Bloc will do, I think it will be very difficult for them to win, but they will certainly want to derive political mileage out of this whole exercise. Whether it is, putting somebody from Andhra, whether it is Bihar, all those things are going to be weighing up tonight.
Ms. Choudhry, coming back to that, just 1 minute each, I want to bring in Mr. Suman Raman. He wants to make a point. Mr. Raman, is it also somewhere down the line a consolation for AIDMK facing fair amounts of heat of aligning with the BJP?
No, in fact, most of the rocking of the boat in that alliance has been done by the BJP, not by the AIDMK. The AIDMK has been a very good ally. In fact, they've been a model ally to the extent that they have been called slaves of the BJP. So it's the BJP leaders who have been rocking the boat, who have been sending contradictory signals, who've been sort of in some senses cozying up to the DMK. I think you have to understand that, as far as this being him adding, Mr. Radhakrishnan's choice, adding a huge electoral dividend to the AIDMK BJP combine, I don't see that. He comes from the Kongu belt, in and around Coimbatore, Tirupur. Yes, there it would have an impact. And there the AIDMK BJP combined is very, very strong. In fact, that's their strongest part of the state. So, I don't see this having a pan Tamil Nadu impact, his choice. And, the Kongu Vellala Gounder, the Gounder community to which he belongs, is actually overrepresented. Mr. Edapadi Padinisamy belongs to the same community. Mr. Annamalai belongs to the same community. So that is already overrepresented on the AIDMK BJP combined. So I don't see these as very valid, issues. And by the same token, I expect the DMK to vote against him, and they can get away with it with minimal damage, simply because he is likely to win anyway. And the DMK, mind you, opposed an icon like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So opposing Mr. Radhakrishnan will not be a problem.
Right, and APJ Abdul Kalam, just for our viewers, came from Rameshwaram, came from the state of Tamil Nadu. I want to bring in Neerja Choudhry back. Neerja Choudhry, 1 quick minute, if you'd like to reflect on what would be the smartest, most astute choice coming in from the India alliance now.
I think India alliance will weigh up very carefully the impact in Bihar. Because, with this voter adhikar yatra of Rahul Gandhi, they are making a bid to make that into a big election issue. And Bihar has high stakes for both sides. And they are very closely, there's going to be a close contest from all accounts. So I think Bihar factor will play a big role. Tamil Nadu factor also, as I said, Tamil Nadu is a challenge for the BJP. Therefore, the opposition is also going to make sure that they don't get a huge advantage as a result of it. I think both factors will be there in their minds as they make the final decision in the coming hours.
Well, they need to make it very quickly. 21st is nomination. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you, both of you, for joining us and for your insights. Appreciate it.